This is your girl, Chrissy I-Eece, and you're in the mix with the Puerto Rican gangsta, DJ Racer. In the mix.
Chrissy, what's up, girl? First of all, I want to welcome you to the show. You don't know how bad I've been wanting to get you on the show, so thank you so much for coming on board.
Oh man, thank you for having me. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly well.
All right, cool. I'm so excited. This is so cool.
And first of all, before we get started, I just want to ask you: is everything okay with you? I know you're out in the Florida area. You guys are dealing with a hurricane, and you talked to me earlier, and you said you were getting you were prepping for it. Is everything okay?
Yes. As of right now, being that I'm more on the Gulf side, and we're watching it on the news every time that we get a chance. My husband and I we tune in to see him. We see that it's the way they predict it's coming in more towards the east of Florida, which is through the Pacific side. I'm more on the Gulf side, so we're pretty much, probably going to get a lot of rain, a lot of winds. But the other side, which I have a lot of family and friends on that side, they look like they're going to get, most of the brunt of it. But either way, we're all here in Florida. We're bracing for it and praying. We're hoping that it just goes another way, and it changes his mind, that Dorian decides to go someplace else.
Send Dorian over to DJ DR1's house. Go over there.
No, he's not cool. I don't want to send it over there.
By the way, I promised him I gotta send you a real quick shout out from DR1 Jovel, DJ Switchblade, the DJ Connection, all from the Vibe 24/7 family. They all love you and wanted me to say hi.
Oh, send them my love. And I have my computer on, so I'm talking to you, but I can read the screen and I see what everybody's writing and sending the love. And a shout out to Gail that says Chrissy in the house. And I'm watching everybody, and I just want to just send you all a big hug and thank you for tuning in and being, like you say, in the party with us.
Absolutely. And before I forget, let me thank her myself. Gail Bella Fedora Entertainment, thank you so much for making this interview today happen. But now, Chrissy, let's talk about what's going on with you now. In this portion of the show, I usually like the artists to go and tell everybody who they are so they, people get to know you. But I don't think we need to do that with you because if you don't know who Chrissy I-Eece is, you're living under a rock. So I don't think we need to do that today. So let's talk about music. Let's talk about what you're doing and your new projects. Tell us a little bit of what's going on.
Okay, so I was out in hiatus for about 15 years from, I would say, like maybe 95 or I would say 2000. So like about maybe 2015, I kind of like went in hiatus. I settled down, I got married, raised two great boys, battled cancer, took care of my mom, and, later the rest who ended up with Alzheimer's. So, it was a tough season for me. But then I knew that my time was to come back. And so I started making my way back little by little. Things have changed so much compared to the way they used to be before. And so much more talent and so many more people. So it's like you got to start the race all over again. You have a new generation that doesn't know who I am but have heard of me. And then there are those that are, from when we first started coming out back 30 years ago, because that's when Love Desire came out back in 89. And so, it's kind of been a little tricky to, put myself more out there. I'm the type of person that although I may seem funny and I post a lot of stuff and people that know me will say, oh no, you're not shy. I am kind of shy, when it comes to having to constantly post about yourself and, it makes you feel like, I don't know. It gives me just a bad vibe of saying, oh, God, people are going to think I'm all full of myself. But I think that now we have access to so many tools and resources like social media that we can use as an outlet to get our name out there and reach our fans, those that we could never reach before, we can now. And doing these little, Facebook Lives and putting pictures and constant videos has been really great because Although I've had many people that I have to say thank you to, like Nene Music, Ruben Martinez, who's always been very instrumental in pushing me and putting me out there and helping me, get my foot back into the game. And also like Freddie Lopez and now Gail and just a lot of the freestyle artists. That's why I'm constantly always saying support artists supporting artists, because just you have so many people that maybe feel intimidated by you because you've been around and also now you're back and all of this stuff. And I'm not like that. I'm the type that I'll carry you on my shoulders if I have to help you get where you're going to get. And not that I expect that from anybody, but that's just the way my mom raised me. You help somebody else out. If si tú estás adelante, you're getting forward, then reach out and push somebody to, like Nyaja and Evie, that are very and more. They're all instrumental in my walk right now and in my season now. So, and I'm so thankful, especially for all you DJs that have always played my music, always support me. David, he's been one. That's why I don't want to send a hurricane down his way, because anything that I post, he always reposts and pushes everyone to go ahead, like buy my T-shirts and whatever it may be. I don't forget those people. I never will, and because it's easy to get to a place and just say, "Oh, I don't remember anybody anymore," and I can't. That's not me.
Okay, now that you brought up a good point. I know I talk to a lot of artists that have been around for a very long time, and that's the difficulty level that we face now is before you made a record and people lined up, for days and for, just to pick up your record, and it was a good selling product. But now with social media and the digital platform and so many ways to download a song, that's why I preach all the time. We say it all the time. Spend the $1.99, $1.29 that it costs to buy the song. Rather, because for you guys to continue to do what you do, we got to keep supporting, and I love supporting you. And talk about social media. Let's talk about your show. I hear you got a show going on every Tuesday. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah. So I'm currently signed right now to the agency partner and with Gail. And that's one of the things that she said that it's good to do, to start doing to kind of like connect again with my fans, those that which I don't get to really see because I'm not really out there as much doing shows like everybody is. And so until I get, the momentum and I get these promoters to start booking me, and I can actually reach my fans through maybe doing a Facebook Live every Tuesday. So that's something that I'm going to start doing. I did my first one last week, and I had so much fun. And I'm just trying to figure out ways and invent ways that we can, just theme it, do a theme. Maybe they can ask me questions. Maybe one Tuesday, maybe just do some sing songs and they could sing back to me, figure out different ways of making it fun and also getting to know who my fans are, where they are, so that I can kind of like target those areas and kind of like push these promoters and try to get out there to perform and meet and greet them, because that's always my thing, that I want to be able to meet and greet. I just did a show in Orlando, and I felt so bad because I got a message from a fan that was able to, pay for the VIP meet and greet, but we didn't have an opportunity, and that really broke my heart because I really want to meet people. That's me. That's why I do what I do, and I love what I do because I want to connect with my friends. I don't like to call them fans because I'm just a regular person. This is the job that I love to do. And so my friends, I want to connect with my friends.
That's a lovely thing. So what I want to do is I want to play the first song. I want everybody to hear the song and get the blood pumping, because once they hear this song, they're going to know who you are. So with no further ado, Love Desire, Chrissy I-Eece.
You're listening to Vibe 24/7. 24/7. Banging all the hits you love. Feel the vibe.
Always be as one, and that one love will never leave our hearts, for we satisfy each other's love and desire.
Ah, yeah, Love Desire. Like, who doesn't like that song? Come on now.
Oh, you're so funny.
Chrissy, let me ask you something, all right? So, I mean, you have such a variety of music. You got so much music out there, okay? Now we're going to get to the fun part of the show. Which song do you love to just play and just go crazy listening to? And don't tell me you don't listen to your own music. I want to hear which one you like the most that just makes you go wild.
From all my songs, my favorite, I would have to say, I mean, they're all special to you, but You and Me is like my favorite. That's a song that I have it now on my show tape, and I performed it for the first time in a long time in Orlando Forum last week. And thank you to Martin DJ Paradise that put my show tape together. And You and Me is one of the songs I never got to release, but it's out there somewhere. Everybody has it, along with I Don't Mind Chasing You, that was written by Mark Anthony and myself, and he also sings parts of the song. But my favorite has to be You and Me. I love that song. I don't know, it's just so beautiful. And now I have a new favorite one that I'm going to record in October. I can't wait. And it's called Memories. And it's going to be with the Santana Twins. I can't wait for you guys to hear that one. Freestyle. Going back to freestyle.
You know what's funny is I love the Santana Twins. The Santana Twins are so skilled and talented. As a matter of fact, when I had them on my show, to date, they are my longest interview. I swear to God, we spoke for about a good hour of nothing but music and their producing and what they do. And those guys are so modest. It's so you're going to have a great time working with them. And I can't wait, because if they're putting their hands on that song together with you, I can't wait. It's going to be fire.
You said something that's very true. They're very, very modest. Like, we've been, like, for 2 years trying to get a song that I can connect with, that, you know, because every time they would send me something, I'll be no, I don't like that sound. I'm not, and I'm, you know, how do you tell a producer that's sending you music, you know, like, oh, I don't like that track for me. Like, you don't know how to say that, you know? So I would be like, that's not quite the sound that I was looking for, but they never gave up. And it was just the other day that they were putting some stuff out, and I heard something, and I said, oh my God, I love that track. And they're like, oh no, that we have something else for you. Listen to this. And when they sent me that track called Memories, I immediately said, that's my song. And I could listen to it over and over, and I can't wait to go. As a matter of fact, I booked my ticket to go to New York that same day that I spoke to them. I said, I want to go in there in October to record it, and we're going to put it out together. So it's going to be really awesome. And we're going to put it in vinyl too. So I'm stoked about that.
Is it safe to say that the song is going to be in the freestyle genre?
Yes, it is. It's total freestyle. Yeah, for sure.
I can't wait. And it's funny you say that about You and Me, because you didn't tell me earlier or during our conversations that was your favorite song. That was the song I chose to start the show. So when I post the show, that's going to be the very first song you're going to hear to start the show. So it is an amazing song. I love it. Christine, who's one of the mods for Vibe 24/7, she also loves that song. She wanted to send a shout out. So shout out from Christine to you. All right, now, so I want to play the next song. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
All right. Now, I don't even have to give it no introduction. I'm just going to play it.
Music Lovers Radio.
Tell you how you done games for me. I'm getting tired of your same old stories. I spent so many nights out looking for you. You only come around when things concern you. You've done me wrong before and I just looked away. I let you have your fun with others while I pray to find the strength to tell you, boy, just stay away. 'Cause I won't put up with any lies you throw my way. By now, I try to trust you. Yet you can play a game. Does that upset you? You should know by now how much I love you. And baby, it won't take long for me to forget you. Don't worry, self, what you've been asking for me. I tend to stay away from things that bore me. You know it takes a man just like you for girls to learn about the things that men do. You'll never know how much pain you've instilled in me. It never turned out just the way you said it'd be. How does it feel to hear you, girl, grow up and say, I won't put up with any lies you throw my way? By now, I try to trust you. Yet you can play a game. Does that upset you? You should know by now how much I love you. And baby, it won't take long for me to forget you. You should know by now I try to trust you. Yet you can play a game. Does that upset you? You should know by now how much I love you. And baby, it won't take long for me to forget you. You should know by now.
You're listening to today's hottest music. Not just some of it, all of it.
FreestyleRadio.com. Playing 24/7, 24/7, 24/7.
You should know by now I try to trust you. Yet you can play a game. Does that upset you? You should know by now how much I love you. And baby, it won't take long for me to forget you. You should know by now. Yet you can play a game. And you should know by now. Time I won't put up with any lies. And baby, it won't take long. Boy, don't look at me that way. It's better you just stay away. Yet you can play a game. You should know by now. And baby, it won't take long for me to forget you.
All right, Chrissy, you killed it. You killed it, sister. You killed it. Now, how many times
Yes,
everywhere
okay.
you go, you got people telling you, sing that. And by the way, before I forget, Chrissy, I promised everybody that you were going to give us a little acapella. I think now is no better time than now. Come on, hit us with it, girl. Come on now.
Oh my God. All right. So what song do you want me to do a cappella?
I know exactly what song
Which
I want you
one?
to sing a cappella. I want you to sing Any More.
Sparks of a memory. When you hear that song, that key, you remember that feeling that day you felt that way. I wouldn't change it if I could. It's how it's supposed to be. The heart will tell you to pursue it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Stop think twice and just remember. You started once before, it didn't work out. Turn around, love don't live here anymore. I don't want to sing so loud. right now.
Yeah. Listen. Let me tell you. You know why this excites me so much? Because and I'm not bad mouthing any of the artists. I love all the artists and I support all the artists, but it's not often that artists are willing to do it a cappella. And you killed it. I mean, you're over the phone, girl, and you sound amazing. So come on. So before you say anything, because this is the perfect time, I want to play any more the song. Okay. And guys, listen to what she just sang versus the song. You can't hear the difference. Everybody, anymore.
Sparks of a memory when you hear that song, that key. You remember that feeling that day you felt that way. I wouldn't change it if I could. It's how it's supposed to be. The heart will tell you to pursue it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Stop, think twice and just remember you tried it once before, it didn't work out. Turn around, love don't live here anymore. Stop, think twice and just remember you tried it once before, it didn't work out. Turn around, love don't live here anymore.
Hello? Hello? This is your girl, Chrissy I-Eece, and you're in the mix with the Puerto Rican gangsta.
I used to think I needed
DJ
you
Racer.
to live, to breathe, to share my blues. You were my getaway, the best of me I gave to you. I still remember what it's like to lie in bed awake at night. Haunting thoughts, I can't go back. I've come too far, just let it be. Turn around, love don't live here anymore. Stop, think twice and just remember you tried it once before, it didn't work out. Turn around, love don't live here anymore. You abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore.
Music Lovers Radio.
La 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 la, yeah. Love don't live here anymore.
All right, now who doesn't have goosebumps? Come on now. And I just wanted to let
You're
everybody know
funny.
that this song was released in 2016, so it's not that long ago. So the woman
Yeah.
has the vocals. I mean, she has the voice. It's amazing. Your voice is just, it's insane, is what it is.
Oh, thank you. That was my first song, my first comeback song actually. I was working with like I said, I was with Nene Music, Ruben Martinez, and he connected me with Dom Tufaro, who is also street slang, and did my second song that I did, which is called Rumbara. He's also produced that. Uh, and and yeah, we got together. He sent me the music. It was called E minor. That was the name of the song at first, E minor. And then I sat down and I just wrote to it. And we went in the studio. We recorded it. I recorded it actually in Artie Rodriguez's studio. And because I always feel comfortable working with Artie. And Artie actually sings in Rumbara. The voice that you hear that goes, lelo, lelo, lo, lelo, lo, lai. That's Artie Rodriguez doing those lelo lais on Rumbara. And that was also produced by Don Sufaro with Street Slang. Mm-hmm.
And that's amazing because you and I are in sync here, I swear to God, because again, I didn't know that. And Rumpara was the second song I played in the show. So see, we got it going. It's awesome.
Yep. And Rumbara is on, it got picked up by, oh my God. Geez, oh God, I'm having a brain, Sanchez, DJ Sanchez. Hold on a minute. Oh my goodness. This would be horrible. Stealth Records. It's on Stealth Records. So that track, that was like an honor for me to get it picked up on Stealth Records. So that I have had the opportunity to work with amazing producers and DJs, and I feel blessed. Roger Sanchez. Oh, there it goes. Sorry, Roger, if you ever hear this and I forgot. Roger Sanchez on Stealth Records.
Now I want to talk a little bit because you did, and I want everybody to know this. You just don't do R&B. You don't do freestyle. You do salsa. So tell us a little bit about the salsa music you do and have done.
Okay. So after I did Love Desire and then You Should Know By Now, that got picked up by Atlantic Records, radio really wasn't playing it. And so they released me. They recouped what they had to recoup, Atlantic, and then they released me. And I was signed with David Maldonado Management, who then merged with Ralph Mercado Management. And so Mark, I don't know if everybody knows, but Mark Anthony wrote You Should Know By Now. He did the background vocals. Also on that is George Lamont and La India are doing the background vocals for that. So you hear that You Should Know By Now. That's George Lamont and La India singing there. And so when we did that transition into RMM, I got to work with Sergio George, who is he's like the one that's produced like every Latin salsa phenomenon in RMM. And we worked on Take Your Love and Go, which was more like a Latin, I don't know, like a Latin fusion with dance and a little bit of hip hop, because Frankie Cutlass was part of that also. So he did the beats and whatnot. And so we started kind of like going towards that Latin feel, which then myself, Mark, and La India, we ended up being the new generation in salsa, coming from the dance music market genre. And so I got placed with Luis Perico Ortiz, who was part of the Fania All-Star back then, and he played trumpet. And he's also a producer and arranger, and he's a writer. I got sent with him, and we started working on my album called Chrissy Sangre Nueva Pa' La Calle. I got to record with Tony Vega a song called Solo Seremos Amigos, and then we released it. But then, like I said, my music kind of like was more old school like salsa, so it kind of like didn't get as much, it wasn't as popular as Mark's and India's music, who were with Eddie Palmieri and Sergio George. They were working on their tracks. And so I kind of like, that's when I got a little discouraged, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, because I just felt like there was always so many obstacles rising themselves, before me. And as being an artist, you start hitting these mountains all the time. You kind of like feel like, I just need to take a step back and say, is this really working, or do you want to continue to, keep hearing, oh, it's not doing well, it's not doing well, it's not doing well, and you're putting your heart and soul into everything that you do. And so that's when I kind of like took a step back and I started working on other things, little projects here, duets. I got to even do a duet that nobody even knows with Christopher Williams, and it was on one of his albums. I didn't send that to you, but it's a beautiful bolero. He sings in English, I sing in Spanish. And yeah, so I got to do that, which I'm still going to do another salsa track, this time with Chino Nunez. It's in the works. I'm just now doing just a lot of things, so we're kind of like waiting for him to finish his project so I could go in the studio with him as well, maybe get that out for the beginning of next year.
And that's amazing. And I told you earlier when we were talking, I said that I was in front of my laptop and I was jamming to what song did I say?
To Sangre Nueva.
That's right. So what I want to do is I want to play it so people can understand that you don't just kill it in freestyle. This girl murders it in Spanish. Everybody, check it out. ¡Wepa! Come on, DJ DR1, I know you better be dancing. I can see Jovel and Issa right now just doing the spins. All right, now come on, man, guys. Tell me that was not a jam. You put that in the club, in the Spanish club, and everybody's gonna go crazy with that one.
Yeah. I like that song too.
So after playing that song, this only means that now you have to get back in the studio and make us another salsa
Yeah.
hit because there's you I mean that right there was dope. That was good.
Yeah. That we released that back in it was in '94. That came out in '94. That album. Hmm.
That was dope. Well, you know what? I want to thank you so much, Chrissy, for coming on the show. You were amazing, as I knew you would. And before I forget, I want to give a shout out to everybody, all the stations that's making all this possible. The Freestyle Radio,
Thank you.
Vibe 24/7, Classic 407, Extreme Mix Radio, United by Music, Canadian Freestyle Music and more, Bella Fedora Entertainment, Say It Louder Promotions, Royalty Radio, and Cola Promotions. So that's, I just have
Thank
to
you.
always say that because everyone tonight is supporting you. I'm broadcasting from 6 different stations, so you're being listened to all over the world. Everybody just absolutely loves you.
Man, thank you so much. And I look at all of these stations, and I just say thank you so much for supporting me. I see Royalty, I see DJ Slice, CVB. Thank you so much. I see David. Man, thank you so much, all of you. I can't even begin to name everyone that has been so supportive. I always say that the connection from us to the fans are you guys, the DJs, because if it's not for you guys, they wouldn't hear our music. And so I say thank you humbly. I say thank you. I also want to just let you guys know where I'm going to be coming up. I'll be in New York on September 14th with Body Mechanics and ESJU Events with Rob Machetta and DJ Frank C. I'm going to be performing with the beautiful Jenny Burton. I can't wait. And that's going to be at the Copacabana Brazilian Steakhouse in Port Chester. And also Tonasia is going to be there. And then in November 16, I will be at the I Love 80s tour, which is going to be in the Miramar Amphitheater. And I just want to give a shout out and thank you to Zeke and Kathy for connecting me and putting me in that show. So thank you so much. And then I know there's some more coming up, but I can't talk about those yet because they're not confirmed.
Well, before I forget, Gail's already mad at me. I forgot to mention also a big shout out to the agency partners. How can I forget them?
Yes.
Gail,
Yes.
I've been working with the agency and Gail, and let me tell you, Gail is a tough person. No, I'm just kidding. She's amazing. She's great. Again, Gail, thank you so much. I could sit here and keep going, but I'm not. Because I love.
She's a hard worker.
Yeah, at the end of the
She's
day,
a hard worker.
Gail, she does what she does, and she's great at it. So, again, Chrissy, you are the bomb, and I love the Santana Twins, and I love your music. I cannot just wait for you to come out with it, and I hope that when you do, you share it with me because I can't wait. I'm giddy. I'm like a little boy. I gotta have it.
You will be one of the first online. Definitely to hear it and to have it.
Oh, thank you. Awesome. So with that being said, unless you have something else you want to say, this is going to conclude the interview. And in the beginning, I want to thank you so much for coming on my show and blessing us with this interview.
Thank you, DJ Racer. Thank you all for listening in. Love you guys.
Thank you. Be safe out there and take care of you and your family with the hurricane. And I'll speak to you soon.